Battle Royale, pew pew, and the Asian Esports Federation. Today on Main Game.
And welcome back, gamers, to another exciting broadcast of Main Game, the show where we not only talk about the best and latest in gaming, but also about the competitive aspect. After all, nothing feels better than scoring a frag or that elusive chicken dinner when fighting against hordes of other players vying for the same prize. I'm your host, Ifa Hazim.
And I'm your co-host, Lewis Larcombe. What Aoife is getting at is that we haven't jumped into esports as of late, so this episode is going to remedy that. I mean, we did debut with a three-parter on the history of esports, did we not?
Such lovely memories. Not only are we going to touch on one of esports' most popular game genres, but also have a chat with the Chief Operating Officer of the biggest Asian Federation of Esports in an exclusive interview you cannot find anywhere else.
So let's head on over to our first segment, Lowdown.
So we have covered MOBAs and fighting games in Season 1 and first-person shooters in Season 2. I would say that these are popular competitive games. However, I do feel that there's a genre we didn't have ample time to cover in the last few episodes.
Yeah, when we were talking about shooters and first-person shooters in our awesome history recap, we had to gloss over one of the most popular subgenres.
So today we have the privilege of talking about one of this generation's most played esports genre, the Battle Royale game. So tell us, Luis, what is a Battle Royale game?
In a nutshell, Battle Royale games pit you against a multitude of other players, ranging from 50 to 150 in a last man standing deathmatch. These games usually have you wielding guns which you have to find throughout the map you're dropped in. If you're eliminated, you have to wait until the end of the match to resume play, so it's very different from your bog standard arena shooter.
Let's not waste any time and parachute right in. This is the history of this generation's most played competitive genre, the Battle Royale.
Few game genres have captured the attention of both players and developers as intensely as the Battle Royale genre. Renowned for its high-stakes gameplay and demanding scenarios, Battle Royale games plunge players into a struggle for survival where only the most skilled, cunning, and adaptable emerge victorious. Yet, witnessing the birth of an entirely new genre is a rare occurrence for most of us. With Battle Royales being relatively young, some may not be aware of how this popular game style originated. It might surprise you to learn that it all began with a simple, blocky game that many of us have spent hundreds of hours playing. Even before the genre had a name, Minecraft was already a dominant force in the gaming world by 2012, captivating players with its boundless creativity and expansive open-world design. Within Minecraft, players began to experiment with new challenges and competitions, leading to the emergence of Minecraft Hunger Games. Inspired by the popular books and films, this mode placed players on the map with limited resources, pitting them against each other in a battle for survival until only one victor remained. In the same year that Minecraft Hunger Games gained traction, another game made waves in the gaming community, DayZ. It was with the uprising of DayZ that Brendan Green, also known as PlayerUnknown, began his journey into Battle Royale game design. Green set out to develop a game that combined the best elements of both worlds. This endeavour would eventually lead to the creation of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG. The aim was to craft a gaming experience that melded the realism of armor with the accessibility of H1Z1, resulting in a truly unique gameplay experience. Its success inspired a new wave of Battle Royale games, solidifying its impact on the gaming industry. One such game that rose to prominence following PUBG's success was Fortnite. Originally developed by Epic Games as a cooperative sandbox survival game, Fortnite underwent a major transformation when it introduced its Battle Royale mode in September 2017. Fortnite added its own twist to the genre, combining fast-paced action with colourful cartoonish graphics and a robust building mechanic. This innovation, along with Epic Games' commitment to frequent updates and engagement with the community, propelled Fortnite to unparalleled success. The game quickly became a cultural phenomenon, attracting millions of players and generating billions of dollars in revenue. But Fortnite's impact extended beyond just gaming though, with its unique dances, emotes, and in-game events influencing popular culture. It's evolved into more than just a game, serving as a social platform through collaborations with celebrities, athletes, and virtual concerts. Its free-to-play model and availability across various platforms cemented its status as one of the most influential games of our era. Following the success of Fortnite, Respawn Entertainment, known for the acclaimed Titanfall series, entered the Battle Royale scene with Apex Legends in February 2019. Combining the smooth movement and precise gunplay of Titanfall with the character-focused gameplay of hero shooters like Overwatch, Apex Legends garnered immediate attention. The introduction of diverse character classes known as Legends, each with unique abilities, added depth and strategy, attracted players seeking a fresh take on the genre. Unlike many Battle Royale games that emphasize solo or small squad play, Apex Legends promoted teamwork by forming squads of 3 players, each fulfilling specific roles. The game's fluid movement mechanics and responsive gunplay, including actions like sliding and wall climbing, were highly praised by players. With it also being free to play like Fortnite, Apex eliminated barriers to entry, contributing to its rapid growth and widespread adoption. Completing the quartet of Battle Royale giants is Call of Duty Warzone. Developed by Infinity Ward and Raven Software, released in March 2020. Building upon the groundwork of Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2019, Warzone introduced innovations such as a massive map called Verdansk, 150-player matches, and a unique economy system. Combining the intense and fast-paced gunplay of Call of Duty with the strategic depth of the Battle Royale genre, Warzone quickly amassed a dedicated player base and became a prominent fixture in esports, attracting top talent worldwide. The evolution of Battle Royale games, from their modest beginnings as a Minecraft mod to the global sensation of PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Warzone, highlights the impact of innovation, creativity, and community collaboration. As the genre continues to evolve, one thing remains clear. It will continue to push the boundaries of gaming, inspiring both players and developers to explore new challenges and experiences in the digital realm.
Wow, who knew that a genre named after a famous R-rated manga and movie adaptation would spawn one of the most played esport games this generation? Well, next to MOBAs.
From PUBG to Apex Legends to Warzone, it seems that the online gaming space for the genre is not fizzling out anytime soon. So, which of these Battle Royale games do you see yourself playing? I noticed a twinkle in your eye when we were watching the segment.
Okay, it was that obvious, eh? Well, I would go with Apex Legends because of, its colourful cast of characters and its sci-fi setting. However, I'm more of a fan of the other less hardcore Battle Royale games. For instance, Fall Guys. You go through rounds of mini-games until you're the last person standing. Very fun and easy to get into.
I should mention another Battle Royale game in that similar colour of vein, Rumbleverse. It's PUBG, but instead of guns, you use wrestling moves and fisticuffs. And when you parachute down into the arena, you can do a body splash and take down anyone unfortunate enough to be below you.
I've heard good things about that wrestling game too. Also, a very fun game to play with and against other people and friends online. Unfortunately, the game has been discontinued since February of 2023.
Which goes to show that no matter how great an idea is in the games industry, it can only take you so far unless you can convince people to give you money and funding for it, and also market it to obnoxious levels. Convincing a whole market to get on your board with your idea is just as important as convincing shareholders to keep supporting your wacky and innovative ideas.
Sad but true. Anyways, when we come back, we have an exclusive you might want to dive in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercials. Welcome back, main gamers. Okay, so the world of esports is not just about the love of the game and the spirit of competition. It's also about structure and organization, making sure that there are always avenues for competition, whether you're an up-and-comer or a seasoned professional. We talked to the Asian Esports Federation and how they're making esports bigger and better in Southeast Asia.
At the start of this season, we explored one of many unconventional jobs of the esports world, like refereeing. This week we're diving deeper by speaking with Steve Kim, head of the Asian Esports Federation, or AESF. But first, let's clarify what AESF is all about. AESF, established in 2017 under new leadership, has been instrumental in propelling esports from a niche hobby to a global sensation. With a focus on inclusivity and expansion, AESF passionately advocates for esports as a legitimate sport, earning recognition worldwide. Through initiatives like regional tournaments and university partnerships, AESF shapes the esports landscape across Asia and beyond. One such example was their integral role in bringing esports to the Asian Games last year in Hangzhou, China. However, AESF's mission goes beyond this. They are committed to fostering collaboration and sustainability within the esports community, supporting players, leagues, and federations. As we delve deeper into the esports industry, we'll uncover AESF's crucial role in driving its evolution and ensuring a promising future for everyone involved. Now let's kick off by asking AESF about their key learnings from previous years and their objectives for 2024.
From 2017, when new management and executive board members they came into AESF, main focus was about esports inclusion in Olympic Games. It has been developed from demonstration sport to official medal sport. So now we are sure that actually the mainstream of the society, especially sports community, now there change of the viewpoint, especially about esports. Before, actually, they didn't seriously take esports as a sport, but now they saw it and they observe it in Hangzhou. But next step, now we are more focusing on is about development of the esports, especially many stakeholders around esports. Number one, of course, we have members, which we call member associations, universities, and also the publishers. Also, second step, by having a proper collaboration model with the publishers, actually we want to set up the ecosystem where our members, they can collaborate, also get a benefit from. So this will be our second step, main focus from 2024 and 2027.
It's evident that esports has transitioned from a niche interest to a mainstream phenomenon. With this surge in popularity comes a growing demand for jobs, both on and off the virtual stage. So how does AESF contribute to and support grassroots and amateur individuals looking to enter the esports industry?
From this year, actually, we will also develop grassroots level of competition, such as university championship. So among the grassroots level, we think university is a very good and important step to develop for our the esports community. And then this can be a good opportunity for amateur players or grassroots level players to expose themselves and also to participate at international level. For example, football. They have a definition of professional football player, which already in regulations by FIFA. But esports, when I ask around, actually there is no definition about professional esports players. This makes a lot of difference for those who really want to pursue the career of the professional esports player. So that's why this kind of a definition and surrounding infrastructure and also the system. This is something that AESF we want to pursue to collaborate with our stakeholders, especially publishers, league, and clubs.
Looking ahead, we inquired about Mr. Steve Kim's aspirations for the esports industry in the years beyond 2024.
So now the key is how we can make a commercially viable model with esports. Players, league, club, even federation and publisher. This is something that we need to figure it out, find a solution. But AESF, we have our plan to contribute as a federation, international federation. But the rest of the stakeholder, for example, let's say publishers or a national federation, we cannot ask them to do something. Actually, we can discuss, we can encourage them to do something, but we cannot ask them to do something. This is totally different. So that's why as a federation, we always open to discuss and collaborate, establish a collaboration model for whole community's interest, not particular group or particular organization's interest.
So while the Western esports scene may face challenges right now, in Asia, Mr. Steve Kim represents a beacon of hope. He illustrates the efforts of governmental bodies striving to establish the legitimacy of esports, both as a sport and as a thriving industry. And hopefully we'll get to see it flourish into his vision one day.
And that was a very insightful talk with Mr. Stephen Kim of the AESF. We would like to thank the AESF for giving us an opportunity to feature them on Malaysia's best video game show, Main Game.
It truly is an honour. We also hope that his vision of a united Asian esports front is under one official and world-sanctioned banner in the near future.
And it is not just hosting major league tournaments for pros. We have a lot of that happening. We do need more grassroots initiatives to create new players to jump in and be the next top players in the years ahead.
Whether it's fighting games, MOBAs, battle royales, or even team-based shooters, if it has a growing scene, you have to make sure it keeps on growing and in the right direction too.
So, what amazing eSport events are happening in the next few months, Luis?
Well, with Valorant being one of the most popular esports right now, the Valorant Champions Tour, or VCT, is currently ongoing. The VCT consists of 4 leagues: North America, Europe, Middle East and North Africa, or EMEA, the Pacific, which is where we are, and China. If you're not into shooting games, however, though, if you're into maybe fighting games or the FGC, then we have what is basically the Super Bowl of the FGC, EVO 2024, coming up in July from the 20th to the 22nd. But that's on an international scale. Locally, just a week after EVO, we have a pretty big FGC tournament right here in Malaysia called the FV Major 2024 on the 27th and 28th of July.
That is a lot of events to keep you eSport fans and gamers enticed later on in 2024. When we come back, we'll be capping off the episode with a feature made a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So stay tuned. Welcome back, and now for something completely in theme with this week. Guess what time is it?
Esports time?
Okay, that's technically true, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. It's May the 4th, which means...
Ah yes, Star Wars Day. With all this hot and heavy talk about battle royales and esports, I totally forgot that it's a special week of May, where one of the most iconic sci-fi franchises of all time gets its inaugural day. So, in honor of that, here's a fun feature on the best Star Wars games you can buy and own right now.
Movie tie-in video games are usually successful in the financial sense, but quality-wise, they're a mixed bag. This case is very apparent with titles using the mother of all sci-fi franchises, Star Wars. From the 80s arcade scene to the lucrative PC gaming era, up until now with modern consoles with better tech and graphics, the brand has lived on pretty well in video game culture. Heck, even certain characters and lore tailor-made for Star Wars video games are praised more than their movie and TV screen counterparts. That's right, to celebrate the week of Star Wars, here are a list of iconic Star Wars games that you can buy right now. If you want a current entry, there are the Star Wars Jedi action-adventure titles. Play as a Jedi runaway named Cal Kestis, as he goes through a desperate fight against the dark forces plaguing the galaxy far, far away. Cal will fight a ton of threats, like monsters, aliens, stormtroopers, mercenaries, and Sith Lords in third-person action-adventure, combat, and acrobatics. While the first game has some issues with its structure, that's all fixed in the sequel. If you had to pick one, just go for Jedi Survivor. Just make sure to get the necessary community mods if you're getting the PC version. Here's a Star Wars title we should have added to our first-person shooter feature a few episodes ago. Star Wars Dark Forces. Before the Rogue One movie happened, Dark Forces main character Kal Katarn was the OG Death Star Plans Retriever guy.
This is too easy.
Dark Forces takes place 1 year after the Death Star blew up, and featured an original story involving new stormtroopers that have good aim, among other buffs, as well as a bunch of new stages and levels for Kal Katarn to shoot up in. If you want a great Doom clone experience with Star Wars meaty music and weaponry, Dark Forces is your jam. You can get the remastered version for a bang-up price right now, all courtesy of retro FPS masters Night Dive Studios. If you prefer an epic role-playing entry in the Star Wars universe, you cannot find any better than the Knights of the Old Republic games. You start off as a regular soldier of war, who ends up becoming a Jedi through the course of the story. You are given loads of freedom to chart your own story, either as a good or bad guy in the galaxy far, far away. You also have a memorable cast to interact and work with for both games, be it the conflicted Bastila, to the immoral droid HK-47, to even the mysterious mentor Kreia. With great writing, loads of action involving lightsaber fights, force powers and laser gunplay, with planets to explore, the two Knights of the Old Republic titles are still worth playing to this day. Finally, for our all-ages viewers tuning in, the LEGO Star Wars games are top picks if you want co-op action-adventure fun. Pick your favorite Star Wars characters, go through the usual humorous scenarios and reenactments of classic Star Wars scenes and set pieces, and collect LEGO bricks and pieces along the way for score and profit. Whether you're playing the recent Skywalker saga or the critically acclaimed LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars, these titles are easy to pick up and play. And those are our top picks for Star Wars licensed games. We look forward to more gaming interpretations of one of this generation's best spacefaring series. And may the Force be with you.
I was actually wondering when we were going to eventually feature games from one of the biggest pop culture landmarks in history. What you just saw is our very first Spotlight segment on Star Wars games.
I'm actually more shocked that our VO and video guy for this Star Wars feature, Jonathan, did not insert the Super Nintendo Star Wars trilogy of games. Because we actually recommended more Star Wars games that came out after the 2000s.
I do know from watching my friends playing the SNES back in the days that those Super Star Wars games were actually incredibly tough. Even for a 19th game standard, it's not uncommon for players to not get past the first two levels because it's just too punishing.
In this instance, newer is usually better, much like how Star Wars creator George Lucas scrubs off the original cuts of the trilogy out of existence in favour of the heavily enhanced remasters.
Ouch. And with that, we'll be taking our leave. This has been fun bringing up the history of the Battle Royale game genre, talking to an important figurehead in esports history and relevance within the Southeast Asian region.
And Star Wars. How could we forget about Star Wars? I'm your co-host Lewis Larcombe.
And I'm your host Ifa Hazim. Thank you so much for watching this unique episode of Main Game. And remember, do or do not, there is no try. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.